Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm gonna go for a little quick ride because I am taking her in for the MOT in a minute. And I've changed camera settings yet again. This is the first day out since the dreaded. Thank you all for watching that video. Got like 10,000 dislikes as well, which I appreciate. Thank you. Yeah, I changed me. I'd moved my mic down from in front of my mouth because I felt it was too loud all the time and popping. So then I moved it down to where my Scala Rider mic is. But then because I'm dropping it down to the bottom of the helmet, by the time we was picking up speed, there was just far too much wind noise. So I've moved it into the middle area, and I've also put a bit of foam on the chin guard thing. So I want to try and eliminate that wind noise, because I really don't like it. Another new screen fitted, new front brake lever fitted, new mirrors fitted. It's a bit windy today and all, so that's gonna be good for the sound. Quick zip down 38 for speed. Front brake feels alright anyway. I need to adjust it out a little bit. I want to make sure that everything's right for Norway. I don't want to go off and figure out we've come home off a 2-week tour and the sound's shit, because I will be pissed off. I've been dealing with Drift as well about the thank you, about the quality of the Ghost S, because I'm not very happy with it. If you notice in the corners, I've changed settings again, but to try and get rid of it. But if you notice in the corners, well, anywhere there's a straight line, like your white lines and things like that, there's just massive moire issues. Moires where you get your jaggedy lines next to straight lines. The camera sensor can't cope with the contrast from one thing to another, so it produces moire aliasing, and it looks shit. So I've emailed Drift, told him how annoyed I was, to which he said, yes, I've looked at your YouTube channel and your footage looks exactly how Ghost S should be producing. Sorry mate, but I'm not having that. My Ghost was better. Never had any problems with my Ghost at all. Supposedly the S is far superior, photos are far superior. I wouldn't even dream of using one of the photos that the S produces because they're shit. Well, it is off my camera anyway. So whether I've got a dud camera or not, I don't know, but they're looking into it for me, and they're going to either issue me a new one or try and fix this. But as I said to him, friggin' hell, you know, time's ticking now, and then they're dragging their heels when they're replying to me as well. And I'm making it clear that it's time is of the essence because we're off soon. But I'll hold my tongue a little bit longer and see if they come good. But I've told them I'm not happy at all. And if I have to, I will go back to my Drift for the tour as my main camera, because I'm really not happy with this. He was saying to get the higher quality on the sensor, you have to lose it somewhere else. I'm sorry, but for a £350 camera, that's not great, is it? It's not as if it's a cheap-ass camera that, you know, entry-level cameras, they're supposed to be up there at the top with the, you know, with the best of them. But I love Ghost cameras and I love everything about them, so I just need it to be sorted. I'm thinking there might be a new camera coming out soon, actually, because they've just lowered all the prices, haven't they? You can get a brand new Ghost S now for 250 quid direct from Drift, or one of its outlets, you know. Actioncameras.co.uk, that's who I use, and they're absolutely spot on. Sort you out if anything goes wrong almost straight away. But because I didn't get this particular camera from Action Cameras, like an idiot, I've you know, I'm having to go direct to Drift, and it's taking ages. I've had everything from Action Cameras before, and no issues whatsoever. Always on the other end of the line. Second you email them, you get an email back. They do properly look after you. I best not go too far. I've got M.O.T'd booked in at 10:30. Fancy smashing that screen. Nice 70 quid screen fitted. Drops it 2 weeks later. It's 2 years ago today that we just started day 2 of our Croatia tour. You know, you get your little Facebook memories things popping up. That was a superb tour, that was. Well, last year's was the Picos. That's up there with my favourite place to go of all time, definitely. Something about the Croatia one though, I don't know if it's because it's so far away or what. One of the lads that came with us said I'm either going to love it or I'm going to hate it, because he'd never done any touring before. I said, well, I'm telling you now, mate, you'll love it. And then we were down in Dubrovnik, day off, having a couple of beers, and I just caught him looking at his bike, you know, a couple of pints down. So you're going to have beer goggles on, aren't you? See love hearts in his eyes, looking at his bike. I said, all right, pal. He's like, we're in Dubrovnik, we're in Croatia, on that. Like, come all this way on that. We've rode through Bosnia today on that. I'm like, well, love it or hate it, what we're saying. It's like, it's the best thing I've ever done. Best thing I've ever done, I can't believe it. Such an achievement, you know, for people that haven't done any touring before. It's not like a road trip in a car where, you know, you get there, you're knackered. Excuse me. You get there, you're knackered. You know, you just arrive, don't you? But on a bike, you're working every step of the way. It's a full-on achievement. You know, you are knackered. It's the best thing ever. In a strange place, language barriers, scenery that knocks your socks off at every turn. Pick up a bit of speed. See what the wind's like. I'm hoping I've cut it down a lot. I think I might need to adjust this brake lever out a little bit. Might just try and do it now, actually. It's a nice day for it. I found that this Ghost S tends to look really nice, produces really nice images when the sun is out. Like now, it should look really nice. When it's overcast, it's shit. It really, the contrast, it can't cope with the contrast. It's like as though it underexposes for the highlights. So by exposing for the highlights, it's bringing the darks even darker. It just makes it just look shit. Now, there's one thing I wanted to try. See the remote? When you're riding and you're filming, if you press record, it takes a snapshot. So it takes photo, still photo. And that's what I've done with the Ghost all the time. And I happily include them in my videos. But then got the S, started doing them, and they're shocking. They're so shit. So I've spoke to Drift about this, who said the Ghost S photos are far superior to the Ghost. And I'm like, well, there's clearly something wrong with my camera, because they are shit. I didn't say shit, but they are shit. They're horrible. I just wouldn't dream of using one. So anyway, last night I thought I'll just read up on the Ghost S manual, just to see if I could tweak a few settings here and there to get the best out of it. Because I've been doing a little bit on vivid mode, which just saturates the colours a bit. Now all that's doing, just making your colours look really nice. And I've only done that because it saves me a job in post-production with colour correction and stuff. But I'm going to revert back to normal mode on that. And I've been using high bitrate, which changes the codec so it retains more information. Maybe I should put that back on normal. I think I will. Which is what this is on now. Normal bitrate and normal shooting mode. So going back to the photos, it says it's supposed to produce 12 megapixel photos. I'm sorry, but they're not a patch on 12 megapixel. So I was reading up, and it said if you're shooting at 1080p 60 frames per second, which is what I am doing now, and then you take a snapshot whilst recording, the Ghost S will only produce a 2 megapixel photograph. So that is exactly what's been happening. So by shooting at 60 frames per second, you can only have shit photographs. What's that all about? So it's basically saying, right, we've created this great camera. You can film at full HD, double the power of the Ghost. So the Ghost was 1080p at 30 frames per second. This one handles 60 frames per second, as per market leaders, which they should be, because they've got a market leading premier price, haven't they? Here's a camera that can do 1080p 60, but if you film at that, everything else will look shit that you try and do with it. So you've got to take it out of that mode, put it in a lesser mode to be able to get good photographs. So if you put it in 1080p 30 frames per second, your photograph then, I believe, produces an 8 megapixel camera. 8 megapixel picture. 1080p 30 is good anyway, and I mainly do use that. I only try and use 60 when I'm thinking of doing some slow-mo stuff. And then if you drop it down even more, so say 720 at 30, then you'll probably get a 12 megapixel photograph. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a couple of photos now. That was a long-winded way of me getting around to saying I'm going to take a couple of photos. Right, all I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a snapshot. So we're filming at 1080p 60. I'm going to take a couple of photos and let you see how shit it looks. Right, I'm going to take one here. Ready? 3, 2, 1. There's that one. See how crap it looks. Right, now I'm going to look round towards the sun, so see how it struggles with that. 3, 2, 1. That's that one. Right, so these are producing 2 megapixel photographs. Right, now I'm going to change the settings on the camera now and see what we get then. Back in a second. Right, okay, I'm back now. We're now filming at 1080p 30 frames per second. Okay, so I'm going to do the same 2 photographs that I did before, but now we've got 30 frames per second. So we're going from a 2 megapixel photo to an 8 megapixel photo. Ready? So 3, 2, 1. That's that one. Is it improved? And again, facing the sun. And bosh. See how that one looks. Now I'm going to turn it into proper photo mode and take a couple of photos. Right, that's enough tossing about now, or I'll go and get it M.O.T'd. Did you like that little photography pit stop? Knocked your little time-lapse together as well. That was shot at about 15 minutes total. At 1 photograph every 3 seconds. So it'll probably make, I'm not sure on the maths of that, but it'll probably make a time-lapse of about 10 seconds, I'd have said. We'll cut a left. A left, a left, a left. At the moment, Norway is not looking good. They've been having some terrible weather, apparently. Still fully under snow in most of the places that we're visiting next month. A month today, actually, we leave. A month today. So please, weather there, please change. Don't do this to me again. You're screwed with last year's tour. I had to change my plans completely. Don't do it to me again. I spent a long time preparing this one. All this time I've been planning this Norway trip, I've had a YouTube subscriber, a Norwegian YouTube subscriber, you know, commenting on my other videos. So I sent him a message and asked him if he wouldn't mind taking a look at my itinerary. This was probably way back at Christmas. And basically we flirted quite a few emails between each other, including itineraries, and he has helped me fine-tune it to get the best out of where we're going. And it was his idea for us to stay at the Lofoten Islands as well, so very excited about that. Mr. Blumenfeld, thank you very much, sir. You know why I've just used your surname? Because I cannot pronounce your Christian name. Apologies for that, my friend. I don't want to pronounce it really wrong and have you upset about that, so I'll show full respect and call you by your surname. And he is actually meeting us when we arrive in Norway. How cool is that? The fella that's been helping us plan, help me fine tune, he's going to meet us in Kristiansand on our first night in Norway for a drink. And I believe he's going to be bringing us all a pint of Guinness each. How cool is that? What a top man. He actually sent me an email and asked me, he says, this might sound very strange, but the laws here in Norway are very, very weird. And the public are not allowed to purchase drinking vessels, i.e. pint glasses, with any kind of logos on. Which is, yes, very strange. So you can drink your favourite drink at home, but you can't drink it out of your favourite vessel. So, asked me if I would be able to smuggle a genuine Guinness pint glass all the way up to Norway. All washed and cleaned up for you, my friend, and then we're going to nurse it all the way from England all the way up through the Netherlands, Germany, Denmark, and across into Norway. And knowing me, I will drop it as I'm handing it over. But yes, a month today. A month today. I don't mean to be slagging Drift off, and I hope I'm not coming across as though I'm slagging them off. Because I've been in the Drift family for quite a long time now. I've had 4 cameras, 4 models. I've had the HD 170 Stealth. Definitely not Stealth, it were about the size of a house brick on side of your helmet. And then I had the Drift HD, then the Ghost, and then the Ghost S. So, you know, I'm loyal, I will say that. I just hope they can sort it out. I don't know if I ever showed you that footage. 2012, when I got the Stealth, HD Stealth. It's about the size of your Sky remote. Me and my dad had just set off on the 2012 tour. We'd only been on the road 10 minutes, it was pissing down. I'll show it you now. Here we go, look, we're just riding down motorway, dead excited, we're going off on tour, yes! A month in the saddle. Got my new helmet camera. Rain in, rain in, rain in. Just go to wipe my visor. Boom! Look at that. How we saved that, I don't know. They're only connected by Velcro then. And the Velcro were great, but I just went to wipe my visor and knocked it. And luckily, it was hanging on by the external mic lead that were into it. Probably seconds away from coming off down M1. And that was 10 minutes into a month-long tour. Alright lads, got her booked in at past for M.O.T'd. She's passed, of course. He was saying, you wouldn't think she's done miles, she has, would you? And how well looked after she were. Waiting at the moment while the Ghost S does some time-lapse photos of the beautiful sky. Show you. Taking one photo every 3 seconds. So you should be able to make that really nice. Really nice.